welcome back to the channel, the Blake and Krista show. We're in for a treat today. I don't even know what is on her paper over there. I said, honey, you get the topic ready, and we're going to go. Whatever's on your heart, let's talk about it. And she said, I'm along for the ride. So welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified whenever we post a video. Here we talk about real life events, marriage, family, the church, current events, and whatnot, all from a Christian perspective. And it's very important that you understand that we are Christians. So everything that we talk about is going to come through a Christian filter. Okay.
Well,
we're
that's what we aim for.
That's what we aim for. So, anyway, welcome to the show. So, honey, I'm going to pass this thing on to you because I am intrigued to know what we're talking about here.
Okay. So, if we can, I want to have a candid conversation. And I like that this is where we're having it.
Okay, hold on.
What?
I'm kind of scared.
Okay, you should be.
Okay.
You should be scared because you have to sit here at this table for the next 20 minutes and you have to have this conversation with me.
Let me start my timer now.
Okay. Because here's the deal.
Here's the deal, guys.
I want to talk about parenting.
Oh, Jesus.
And I want to talk about why is it such a struggle? I want it to the reason you have to sit at this table why I love this is because you have to dig into it with me. And this is candid because there's no preparation. You need to get your own pen.
I'm going to need some. I'm going to take some notes here.
Okay. But honestly, this topic is obviously if you don't have kids, maybe it's not relevant to you. But if you do have kids, it's probably very relevant. If you're looking to have kids and you're thinking about who should you have kids with, that's also very important. So
hold on.
Okay.
So what is this? What parenting? But what are we talking about here? Everything pertaining to parenting.
Yes. So
all right. So we're at 52 seconds right now. We're at 1 minute.
Okay. So here's what I've been thinking about, Blake.
Okay.
Russell, my husband and father to my kids.
I'm literally scared.
Okay. So, when we had kids, we didn't go to school on parenting, right?
Amen.
All we have is our experiences from our life, okay? And we can only really do some, reflection on what we thought about how we were parented. There's a lot of things we would do the same. There's a lot of things we would do differently. And then now that we're in it, it's you don't get like a pause and you don't get like okay, now let me go learn or it's like you just have to do it in the middle of everything else that you're doing.
Yeah.
So I just want to start with that to say, so this is
okay.
Maybe this
I feel like this is
my
I feel like I'm in class. I can already see the energy behind this is Blake. You can't just start over. I see where this is going.
I think this is me.
So
this is actually a counseling session for the world to watch me and you counsel ourselves through this.
Let me put my shield and my gun and everything that I just picked up before this, and let me just put it down.
Okay.
And so now I have on a bulletproof vest in the spirit.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we should have prayed before this.
No, we're good.
Okay. But this is just where this is coming from. So, as you know, some of the most stressful times in our life right now
are between 4 in the afternoon and 9 o'clock at night.
Yep, between 4 when we pick the kids up, and then 9 when they finally go to sleep, sometimes 9:30, depending. And I just don't want it to be that. I want to be where I don't want to rush my kids. This is where all this is coming from, if you're wondering why I really want to talk about parenting.
Okay.
But I want to be in a place where I'm not trying to rush my kids through their life. And I guess I'm going to cry.
Okay.
But I don't want to be I want to be in the moment, but I don't want it to seem like I'm just expecting it to be rainbows and butterflies and fun all the time. but I want, like, even if I have to get on to them or I have to discipline them or I want to be able to be doing it in a way that I'm not just reacting, but it's like, what I think is really best for long term. And like, I know I'm not going to get it perfect. No one's going to get it perfect. But anyway, so those are things I think about. In morning times, like, we can't forget about that time from when they get up. That's also when it's stressful, 7
o'clock to 8.
Okay, so I think about that. It's like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to just accept that meme of, oh, I got my coffee in the morning, my wine at night, to deal with life. Like, I don't want to do that. That's not, I don't think anyone has to do that. I think that's just what, the world is telling us. Oh, kids are tough. It's going to be, and I know they will be. Anyway, so this is where this is coming from, where I want to be different than that. Me personally, I just want to, I'm not saying my kids are going to be perfect. I just want to be able to handle it differently myself.
Yeah.
And enjoy that stressful time, or that time that is when we have to parent and when they're not at school and on the weekends. And anyway, so this is just kind of where it's coming from.
Okay. Well, what I'm gathering too, what I notice, the stressful parts of us, me in particular, and then I think you as well, is when, and we've said this before, when the kids get home at roughly 4 o'clock, if we have anything else going on.
Correct.
Like if we're in our phone about helping somebody or work-related stuff, if we're trying to do anything other
else,
than give them our undivided attention, we get stressed out.
You're right.
Because then it's, and I hate this, if we're just being candid here, I hate the fact that we ever gave our kids a phone for the first time.
Yeah,
I hate that.
And we can talk about that.
And we can talk about that. I can't stand it. I can't stand looking over there at my 3-year-old little boy or my 4-year-old little girl, knowing that I gave them a piece of technology just to shut them up. Mm-hmm. And that's why I did it. And that's why you do it, if you're honest.
Yeah. Well, and that's
not
like
you. I think anybody listening.
Anyone. Yeah.
It is the babysitter, because it doesn't. We work in such a stressful society where it's produce. Your work, my work. It's not, the work itself is not stressful.
Yeah.
But it's you have to produce, and so.
And you're right, because
we don't have the energy to sit down face to face with a 3 and 4-year-old and, okay, I've worked all day. It's 4 o'clock, and you want to play with your racetrack. You want me to swing you on the swing. No, what we want to do is, what I want to do sometimes is go lay out in the field on my back and just lay there.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, man. But we can't. We have little ones.
Yeah.
And so I've noticed we get stressed out.
We do. In my mind.
We can't do what we want to do.
And I realize when I'm sitting in those moments when Micah does ask me to go play with this racetrack, and I'm sitting there,
loves that racetrack,
wanting to enjoy the racetrack, and I'm like, why is my body in this, like, it's not anxiety. I have anxiety, but it's not, so I know what anxiety is. It's
Don't
not
say that.
What?
Don't say you have anxiety. We'll do another video.
I do have anxiety. My body reacts in what we call an anxiety form at times. I have heightened levels of stress that at times my body doesn't know how to physically handle it.
Don't say it like you're taking ownership of it.
I'm not taking ownership of it, honey.
Ew.
Okay, so, well, that's for another topic.
Ew.
Anyway, however you want to state that, it's not.
I've dealt with anxiety too before, people.
So I don't.
Let you know that.
The reason I'm saying that is because I don't want people to say, oh, well, you're having anxiety. It's like, no, I understand what anxiety is. This is different. So this is why I'm explaining it differently. But when I'm sitting there, I want to be able to enjoy that and be in that. But my mind and my body is like, or what I'm trying to get out of is thinking, oh, I need to be doing the dishes. I need to be clean. I want to be okay with like being in the moment, but like, I don't want to just be thinking about being in the. I want to be in the. Anyway, okay.
You want to be present.
Yeah. So and really like. Really
like right now, we're doing this, and I'm not thinking about anything else.
Me neither. Exactly.
Like this is what I want to be doing right now. Like there's other things I could want to be doing too,
but I want to
sometimes, not every time, because there's sometimes like I'm with the kids and I'm like, this is 100% where I want to be. But no, I agree. And so it's only when we're not, when our mind is being drawn away by other things and we can't be with our 3 and 4-year-old little people.
So I think you're right. I think one of the biggest stresses is when we're trying to do anything else other than be with our kids. And so that's kind of like what and I've kind of mentioned this to you before, but I'm really mentioning it to you now in the world that like, I want to get to, and I know that there's projects and things that are very dear to our heart so I don't want to cut those things out, but like, I want to get to the point where like between 4 and 8 or 9, like that, I'm not thinking about what I need to be getting done or what I just, or that I have any
Got
other
something on your lip.
obligations. What is it?
I don't know. Piece of cloth.
That I have any other obligations or like, so it's gonna mean that I have to say no more. And you might not be at that place. You don't have to be on the exact same page with me in this, where like I want to, from when they get home to when I am expected to be done with working to when I want to be able to do with and for them. So anyway, so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start narrowing down my evening obligations. I feel like we're always saying, who can watch the kids for us so we can go do that.
Yeah, but we never do anything.
Because no one's really available to watch the kids. And if they are, then, it's...
Then we're stressed out.
Thinking about that person that's watching our kids. Correct.
Yes.
So even though there's our the grandparents, friends, but everyone's willing, it's not about that. It's about me recognizing that I'm always saying that, or I feel like I'm always saying that, and I want to get out where, I'm not, I mean, if we want to go on a date night or something, that's different. This is like we have this to do, who can watch our kids? We have this to do on this night, who can watch our kids? This to do this night, who can watch our kids? It's like, no, they're our kids. We need to watch our kids.
Well, I mean, I know in your heart you wanted to do this video to counsel me, but can I?
No, I didn't want to.
I feel like I'm the counselor.
No, I'm
the fly on the wall.
No, I would love to, because
so how we can do
make
this
ourselves have these conversations
at 4:00 or 4:30, we have to turn everything off.
Okay.
We have to and we can't even have our phone when we go riding on the golf cart to take pictures of something cute that might happen, or this random deer that runs through.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we put our phones in the office, and we say, okay, we'll check them every hour or so. But everybody that we have right here that we need is here in this house.
Yes.
If one of our family members has an emergency, if it's that big of an emergency, they'll get to us.
Yes, I agree.
We put it away. We put our phones away.
Okay, can we do that?
Yes, we can do that. I love you. I love the kids. I want to do that because
Okay.
I want to be present with them as well. Right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can we narrow down what we really want to obligate ourselves to in terms of projects, in terms of like things, and like get a calendar and like put it on? Because I feel like that's where we get off from this like plan, is that something comes up and we don't want to say no to it.
Yeah. So
And that's me
narrowing
too.
down projects.
Yeah.
Which we really don't have a lot. Most of the stuff that we do is during the day when the kids are at school. But
Yeah, but I'm
they're out
finding,
of school a lot too.
For example, which is something I want to do, is our Bible study on Monday night. Tuesday nights I've been having leadership meetings at the church. Some nights you drive to, so I'm not, those aren't bad
There seems
things.
to always be something going.
Yeah, and they're not bad things. I'm just saying, like, I just want to make sure that we're not just saying yes because we're used to saying yes and then sacrificing the time when we're with our kids.
Yeah.
Especially if that is, and I'm not just saying spending time with them, I'm saying not feeling like I'm irritated every afternoon because now I have to watch them and I'm stop doing. So, okay, I am kind of counseling myself at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, I agree. Put the phone up at 4:00 when they get home. And be present with them. It's springtime now. It's going to be 8 months of summer. Days are going to get longer. Be outside with them. But we're also going to have to walk through and understand that to a certain degree, we've trained them to expect a movie right when they get home. Maybe a little bit of YouTube Kids, because they're going to ask for it. And so now I'm talking to myself. I have to be able to endure through the crying and the whininess.
Yeah.
And just know that we've trained them, and now we're changing it up on them.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a little more. Like, I would love to have the kids go outside and play in this 3 acres that we live on and just explore every square foot of it, but they're not.
Yeah.
Jump on a trampoline, ride your little Jeeps around. Let's ride the golf cart. So,
and I'm not saying that we have to be their entertainment guide through all those hours, because that's not good either. I mean, I think there's some good individual.
if we remove the
independent time with
the
themselves.
ability for them to get on technology for a little while. And look, we're not ones that give it to them right when they get home and they have it for hours. Like no, we don't do that. She doesn't do that. But we can remove it. Hey, we're not turning the TV on until 7:00 or something. The TV don't come on until 7:00.
Yeah.
Or something. We have to, and I've been thinking about that too. You know, we're taking a trip to Africa later on this year for a whole month, and I've been thinking about this is of the Lord.
Okay.
Because if we don't do this now, we're going to take all this tension and stress into the mission field, and we're going to have to deal with it over there, and they're not going to be able to. You know, so this is good.
Okay.
I've been thinking about it. Like, how are we going to adjust them when we get to Africa? When all the little children they're going to be around are outside all the time. And our kids are so used to kind of, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of leads me into thinking, like, I feel like one of our struggles with them is that we are in agreement with majority of like the overarching like ways that we want to parent and raise our kids.
Yeah.
But I do think a struggle is that I think we do parent differently, or what we are acceptable with in certain times and things like that. I feel like that's where we struggle because what are you looking at?
I was literally checking my time, just saw a notification come up.
Okay.
And moved it.
All right. It'd be nice if you just didn't even look at a notification.
Well, I'm looking at the time.
Okay. So
but
there
was a notification sitting there too that I looked at.
Yeah, you need to get notifications off your phone. That's a problem.
Okay.
So parenting differently. So I've been thinking about that, and I think that is a struggle because perfect topic is the topic of technology and phones, and because when the first thing you said is that you think one of the number one things you wish you wouldn't have done is given a phone. I don't necessarily feel that big of a that doesn't weigh on me because we are in this world where there are going to be there's going to be phones and there's going to be technology. We were raised on TV and video games. You know, basically that's kind of, our generation.
You play video games?
Yeah, I played Nintendo. We played PlayStation 2, the baseball game. I would
have whooped you in every game.
Me and my sister, my stepsister, I feel like we did that all day long. Like,
I feel like I did too. Look how I turned out.
The entire
tore up.
Okay, but the point is like there wasn't as much research around all that back then either. So, but to me, that's saying like, oh, there's cars now. Really wish everyone would just walk everywhere.
Well, okay.
No, that's not going to happen. So how do we do it? How do we use it correctly?
Think about this. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, I got a very good point here.
Okay, well, don't forget it. So, the CFO
down.
of our company, we're not CFO. He was at one point. I should really know what his title is, but
I work for this man. I don't
amazing
know
guy,
what he is.
amazing. But he was given this analogy about how when he was younger, he'd always go to his grandparents' farm, and they had guns, and he loved to play with the guns. Okay, but there were these rules, there was regulations, there was this ways you learn to play with it. There was like, sorry, okay, I will take my hand away. But his whole point of it was like the same thing is with telephones, computers, technology these days is that you have to learn how to use them correctly or they can be very damaging.
Yeah.
So that's how I view our kids with technology. So I don't necessarily think the answer is no technology in the afternoons. I just think we need to be on the same page with how we use technology, because when I have parenting differently and then I say, well, we're okay with technology when it's good for us, right? So it's like, anyway.
Well, so what
then
I
that's
was
where we
going to
get the
say
battle.
is you got to think about too where our, like you said, video games and TVs we were brought up on. Yeah, but I wouldn't be in the grocery store hollering out, "Mommy, give me my Nintendo," right? That thing right there though travels,
yes,
and so
correct.
it is different. It's not the same.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm just one side of this. But
No, I agree. I agree.
I remember maybe being bored out in public, but I knew like when I get home, I'm plugging in that Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back there and play. But this thing travels with us. And so
You're right.
That's why I say I wish I'd have never. And then I've noticed too, if they see us on our phone, they'll ask for it
100%.
because they're like, "You're on it. Let me be on it." So we're modeling, and
Yeah.
I just hate it. And I know it's not going to change.
I
It's
do.
not going to
No,
go away. I can't stand it. That
I don't disagree with you on that.
it has become an option in my child's life to be able to get this, and we did it, and so.
Well, but I don't disagree with that. I'm just telling you what festers up in me when you get mad at the technology is
Festers. That's a good word.
It does. It festers. I'm like, in my head, I'm going, it's not the technology, it's how we handle it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just me thinking. So anyway, so we just parent differently at different times, and I think that's one of our struggles. So I don't know the answer to that. I think some of these things that we're talking about will be helpful, and yeah, I mean, so last night, or what we go through a lot, like when Micah cries at certain times, you think it's absolutely ridiculous that he's crying and saying the things he's saying, and mommy, and give me this, and I want it hot, and I want it.
Did they ask you for certain, did they treat you different than they treat me?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
They don't like me?
You're not as comforting or as accommodating or kind or.
Are they going to die?
No, but you're missing the point.
They're not gonna die. No, you're missing the point. They're not going to die.
Never at any point do I do something for my kid because they're not going to die.
He will sit on that couch. Last night, what we're talking about, everybody, and I don't hope you go through these things, but I kind of hope you can relate. She gave him some milk before he went to bed, and he fussed and started crying because it was not hot enough.
Okay.
Mommy, you didn't warm it up. She just warmed it up. She put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. We've been doing it ever since he was a baby. He was fussing and whining, and literally, I will not drink this because it's not hot enough. As a 3-year-old child, that was not just whining because he was irritated. That was, woman, this thing ain't hot enough. I don't know who you are. You better go back. I want to see your manager type attitude at 3 years old. So I'm sitting on the other side of the bed, and I go, excuse me?
Okay.
I will take that milk, put it back in the refrigerator, and he won't even get none. He'll go to bed. He'll cry himself to sleep. It's not going to kill him. Mm-hmm. He's not going to die. Mm-hmm. It's not going to cause mental trauma.
I agree with all that.
Hey, we're letting him know that he can look at you at 3 years old and go, this is not hot enough, and that you will do something about it. You will actually go make it hotter. That's not something good.
One, I was not going to get back up and go make it hotter. But what I'm recognizing is that in those moments, you're just so mad that he's doing that.
Yeah, but okay. I'm irritated because I go, the first thing I think about is, hold on. Okay, he's doing that. But second of all, how did we get here?
How did we get here?
How did we get to this place to where this 3-year-old son of ours, this beautiful, big-headed little boy, can go, not that, mommy, it's not hot enough, but mommy, it's not hot enough, and then follow that with a whine and a cry and a fit.
Yeah.
I go, hey, and if that's just a 3-year-old little boy.
Okay, so that is the dilemma. That's where we parent different. I think he is just a 3-year-old little boy.
And I think we got here somehow.
Okay, and I don't disagree with that, but I also think a big part of it is that he is a 3-year-old little boy who it has been fine for him to have warm milk every night, and he was tired and he was irritated. So instead of going through this whole inside of us festering up and getting angry about how did we get here, we change it at that moment. So what did I do? I took it and I said, it's not hot enough. Okay. And you go into an explosion. I said, okay. And I just set it on the table and I just ignored it. Like, okay, if it's not hot enough, then you're not going to drink it. And immediately right after he goes, oh, let me have it. And then he drank it. So I'm always feeling like I'm going, he's 3, Blake, he's 3. But on your side, I get it. You're wanting me not to just, wait on them. And I don't think I'm like it's not hot enough, honey. Let me go warm that back up. Like, I don't do it like that. I'm trying to be calm about it. So anyway, so that's just one example of how I think like we're parenting different. And so then what do I ask you? I said, Blake, do you really, he is 3. and then Blake, you go,
you're better than me. Is that what you want to hear? Great. I feel like that lady who did the CrossFit. So you did an AMRAP before my feet hit the floor. You're better than me. Is that what you want to hear? No, I'm just playing.
No, I know, but anyway, so
I have a shorter.
How do we deal with the fact that we we parent differently.
So in that case, we cut out all milk.
Stupid.
We just deal with it different. Because our minds work different. In that moment, oh gosh, I'm not angry. I'm not over there angry. I'm just irritated. And my first thought is, how did we get here? And then I get irritated with the fact that we let it get there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you want to act like they're 18 years old at that moment, and that they're going to understand just your annoyance or your attitude in that moment. Then they're going to straighten up.
What did I do last night when that happened?
Well,
what did I say?
You made those comments like, that is not going to happen. Yeah, something like that. But you're just talking out loud. Anyway, these things well up in me, and I'm like, he's just 3. He's just,
yeah.
To me, it's as if you think that. So I wish anyone who's listening to this and you have a 3-year-old, I wish that you would say what it's like. Because I try to tell Blake every other 3-year-old does things like this, and he says they don't, and I said they do because and then you said, oh, you know a bunch of people with 3-year-olds, and I said yeah, I do.
I know a bunch of people with 3-year-olds. I was like, oh, you do? Who? Where are they?
And I named them all up. All my friends that I talk to on a regular basis.
They parent different than we do.
But they say their kids do the exact same thing, and they say sometimes worse. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I look at the kids who don't. I know some people whose kids who don't.
Yes.
No, I'm totally just playing.
Okay, so
I can see that I'm quicker to, come in like, hey, well that's it. You don't okay? Then give me the milk. I'll pour it out. I'm quicker for that response than I am to.
Let's have I want them to come to their conclusion of how that didn't work based on how we are reacting in a calm manner.
And I'm just getting them to that conclusion faster.
Yeah.
That didn't work because now the milk is gone.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyway.
You know, it may be something how I was raised too. Wow. So this thought just came to me. I got some trouble one time and my parents sold my car. Right there. They sold it.
And how effective was that?
Not very effective.
Okay. What would have been a better approach, you think?
I don't know. They had tried every other approach.
Okay, but you were also 16. You weren't 3.
I was probably acting like Michael. No, I remember that though. They sold my car. And I remember thinking, well, if you're just going to give me something to take it away, don't give me anything type deal.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to mess up anyway and you're just going to take it back.
Yeah.
But I got a girlfriend who's got a 4Runner. We'll just drive that around.
Blake.
That was you.
I know.
So I just had that thought. Maybe that's important. All right.
So anyway, these are just some topics that come to mind. It's just like,
But I love how we compliment each other.
Yes. Let's bring the positive in. Honey.
Yeah. No, we
do. I think we do. I try to respect where you're coming from your parenting side. I know you do that with mine. I also always go back to like, how am I acting ridiculous at my age in certain things that I come across that I think he's acting ridiculous at his age that he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think I want to bring that up. I want to bring that up at times, like going, this is how he acts because he's 3. And then I want to go, well, how do you act when you're 38?
Like he's acting.
And the Lord is saying, you're 38, you shouldn't be acting like that.
Oh,
or you're this, or you should be
all
acting
the time.
like that. And I'm saying that to myself too, because I do the exact same thing. But anyway, age appropriate actions we need counseling on from an outside. I've already said that when you parent.
Yeah, if you're a parent, like there's some couples that I have in mind right now, and I'm just like,
I feel like we've asked them, like you don't listen to them.
They do it amazing. They do it so much better than we do.
Because you don't see them when they're by themselves at that time of night either.
Yeah.
And we're very
honest.
You are very honest. You're the most honest person I've ever met.
And everybody puts their good stuff out for the world to see. Your whole life is Photoshopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's we posted one picture on our Facebook. It was our profile picture where we're taking this beautiful family portrait on the front porch, and our daughter's just screaming, crying. Yeah. And we let that one be the top picture we picked. Because it was real. So I would like to know if you're a parent. Comment. No, Blake, we go through teetotal over here. So, but I know we're 38. 36 years old. Nobody gave us the blueprint on parenting. We're all going to parent different from our personality and the way we were raised, I think is a big thing.
Last thing I want to say on this for this session, there will probably be about 10 parenting topics. I love this that you had to
because we're going to continue to be parents.
I love that you had to sit here and talk to me about this. This is fantastic.
It's amazing.
So
I got some good stuff. So at 4:00 tonight, this thing's shutting down.
And this is this is what's going to happen.
That's how I am, Blake.
Wow.
All I know right now is my first note was 4:00 with an arrow.
And see,
all I
that's
got.
where then this is where this goes away, because then we're going to get an argument about how we're not sticking to this 4:00.
No,
plan.
at 4:00.
Y'all aren't going to hear
That
from
TV's
us.
going to be in the garage.
No.
These phones are being in a lockbox where I might throw the key away in the lake next door. At 4:00, it's going to be quiet right here.
So
we're going to build Legos and play with racetracks.
So
and,
here's how I'm about to throw you for a loop here. Last point.
Come on, I love loops.
Okay. So I don't, though, want to get to a point where we're so into this, though, or to this trying to make it perfect, because it's not ever going to be. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just take one aspect of it and increase my awareness of it. I don't want our kids to be an idol to us. And I think that is like what's really hard for most people, because we love our kids so much, and because they do require this much discussion and focus and planning and all this. It's the how do we do all this without making them that idol in our life that is above the Lord, that's above our outreach stuff, that's above our time with friends and the brethren and all that good stuff. So that's where this loop comes in. So anyway, we'll leave everybody with that thought, and you can add any of your other thoughts, and then we'll follow up with the next podcast on kind of what we'll
let you know how it went, and we'll be back when
uncovered.
they're 16, and we're doing the same thing but just spending more money. Yeah, I love our children. I love you. I love parenting. I love parenting with you. I know I'm hard to deal with. I know that we're raising kids that I fathered, so they're probably going to be a little bit hard to deal with. But, hey, we're walking this thing out. We cover our kids in prayer.
We do.
We pray around this place. Our kids know Jesus. When we see somebody that's on the side of the road in a wreck, Daddy, let's pray for them. So I think we're doing a good job.
That's very true.
Probably some rough edges we could round off, around the rock. Make those rough edges smooth. But, our greatest success is if our kids know the Lord.
Yeah.
So 4:00, it's going to be crickets around here. You can bet that. I got it.
And I love you too, honey. And you do a great job. You're very, when you want to be present with them, you are quite present. So much that it's a third kid for sure.
Oh yeah.
But that's good. Okay. All right. Till
All right.
next time.
Parenting,
Help.
everything.
Help me.
Help me. Help. All right, guys. Have a good day.